Hello there, stranger. Welcoming you for another yummy update. We are watching the weekend manipulation price action start to recover. We've had Bitcoin get slapped down. Could be Wintermute, could be exchanges. It's always weekend manipulation, all right? The market is much thinner because the world markets aren't open, so the liquidity is thinner. And so they use this opportunity to pretty much slice and dice through levels. This is my screenshots from earlier. Bitcoin went down to its lowest, friends, actually hit about 110,000. Which is not that much. I mean, no one really cares. But the good thing is, friends, ETH-BTC is showing strength on it. ETH-BTC, this is very bullish. So the Scum market makers, they are Scum. But what they do is they pretty much, they reveal price action for you. So that's why a lot of price action traders, they wait for things like that to happen first. Then they see how the market reacts to that. You know, if we sliced really deep, like imagine Bitcoin started capitulating and it took it all the way down to like 95. You're like, oh, crap. You know what I mean? That's a deeper thing than we thought of. But right now, just it does this little ping. Remember climbing the wall of worry? Climbing the wall of worry. Uncle Bobby, friends, is still waiting for city season. He says September is usually not a good month, which is very true. September is not a good month most of the time. But we'll see. The last two Septembers were green. We'll see. Here we are asking, is something ever going to happen? Pew, 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 pew. So, is something going to happen? I hope something happens soon. I mean, we're waiting a very long time. Here we have more friendship. Do not redeem your pDAI at 0.006. Look at all these pictures here. 333 tweet FRUD. 2 more weeks. We need band-aids. Secret level 2 chain. LibertySwap feed. Are we going crazy? Yeah, not really. I mean, you know what? If this is the price action and we look like nut jobs, I want to see what the price action is going to be doing when we don't look like nut jobs anymore, because this is pretty good. If you ask me, it's stuck in this channel. Beep, 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 beep. It's going to be great. It's going to have eventually pop up. So PulseChain core coins as well. Go have a look at them, friends. It's kind of funny. Hex is down exactly 3.69%. Funny. And I just made a quick post just to accompany that. So just to let you know, friends, Hex's break-even point from September 2021 is $1.65. Okay, $1.65. So that's the actual Hex high. It's not 55 cents. People are thinking about 55 cents. You're letting yourself get scammed with that. That's the ratio price is high, right? If you don't understand ratios, you're bleeding money in crypto and you have no idea what's going on. It's literally like the government giving you a CPI raise of 3%, and they say, "What do you mean you're getting poorer? I'm giving you more 3% every year." And then you obviously, go, no. The cost of my food is going up by 10% every year. Okay, you're giving me 3, but you're stealing 10. Yeah, but it's the same thing. Someone takes your Bitcoin or Ethereum, they grow 50%, and then they give you 10% a year. They go, see, you're making money 10%. They go, no, you're getting grifted and losing. That's why you got to understand these ratios. So how do you get around that? We just chart the BTC and ETH ratios. That's why you can see, right? But yeah, Hex needs to get to $1.65. Otherwise, it's technically like the lower high part. But yeah, but just to let you know, friends, Ethereum, its ETH-BTC ratio from 2017 was here. It literally hit 0.15. So Ethereum, its break even against Bitcoin is a price of $16,000 today. So if Bitcoin goes to 220K, Ethereum would need a $30,000 price to get back to its ratio price. So what people have done is we're so despondent and we've just been like, okay, Ethereum's totally a scam here. Let's just pretend this didn't happen. Even though you shouldn't do that. You're like, oh, let's just pretend it didn't happen. Let's just focus on this. Can we get back to here? And if you want to know what's Ethereum's break-even price here, right now it's 9,400. So yeah, under 9,400 is pretty much at a loss. It is at a loss. That's why it's too. And by the way, we're talking about Ethereum, friends. We're talking about Ethereum. That's the crazy part. Remember, friends, we had LibertySwap Finance did the official release of the Solana bridge. Unfortunately, look, friends, I made my videos. I've been very clear. Forget countdowns. Countdowns are PsyOps. They're always a letdown. People giving the countdowns, they're expecting something big. Totally embarrassing. No one gives a crap anymore. People are upset already. I could see, because, yeah, don't let yourself... Countdowns are just trash, friends. Don't ever believe them. I know everyone puts their head between their legs after. 99% are all scams. Literally every countdown's a scam. The last time we saw any countdown, I mean, it's always been bad anyway. Think about the last two big countdowns. The Caddy countdown for pDAI sent it to 0. And then before that was the PulseChain countdown where everything started dropping 85% after a dinner. You know, it's been down only ever since. So every time there's a countdown, it's bad news. You know what I mean? So whenever a countdown's basically to a launch, to anything, it's like alerting, hey, weak hands, come and buy. Hey, weekend, it's like a signal out here. Hey, I'm about to do something really bad. I want all the weekends to come and buy. So that's why countdowns are always trash. And they're always just, they wear you out. It's PsyOps, it's garbage. Yeah, now everyone just has to pretty much now move on to the next level of cope. This is a comparison, friends. Check this out. This is Bitcoin index performing since halving. These are multiple cycles. Michael Cycles, taking Mr. Carlin Talks Crypto, who talks a lot about crypto. Share this chart. Friends, look at how trash this cycle is. Absolute trash. Now, you might say, but Shami, I hear a lot of people being a bit snarky from, say, Bitcoin or Solana camp. They go, ha, 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 this cycle's actually great. You're in the wrong area. Ha, 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 ha. Friends, you know, 99% of the time, I always check out the people talking like that. I always check them out. And every time I'm like, oh, well, maybe this guy's a genius. Every time I think that. I'm like you. I think they're a genius. Then I go check them out. They're frauds. They're frauds. One of two things every single time. I'm not joking. 99.9% of the time, it's either one or two things. Okay? It is, they've just full ported, say, Solana or Bitcoin, and they really think the next 4x is coming. So because at the top, they're at euphoria. They really think they're going to get the next 4x and they're done. Right? They think, oh, they're going to walk with, but they're pricing it into their mind. That's why they're talking to you like that. Yeah, but it's not there. It's like they go, oh, Solana's definitely hitting $1,000 and I've got 200K in it right now. So I'm going to have $1 million. It's definitely going there. Look at all the people agreeing with me, right? So they're pricing in the euphoria. Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, what you actually find is a lot of these people way underperform holding and they're stacking. Usually they are stacking stable coins. Okay, so they're stacking like their portfolio. They might have their portfolio. Oh, it's like let's say it's 120,000 USDT. And they have a bit of ETH or a bit of Bitcoin, just a bit, right? So they're happy if like, if they make like 30% in the year, you know, and that's the end, they're like, man, I've killed it. I'm amazing. You know what I mean? Up to 160K, right? So they're not holding for like the big one. They're not retiring or anything. That's most of the time. I actually go check them out. That's what a lot of the Bitcoin maxis saying, oh, this cycle's great. Everything's great. You know, friends, you even hear like, you know, some KO saying, oh, it's so easy. Bitcoin's up only. How about we come back and see at the top of the cycle how you feel? No, they'll still think they have a chance until the next capitulation. After that point, you'll see, friends, you'll see that they're in the wrong decision part now, right? Okay, because look, let me tell you something. Before the biggest coins that moved in 2021, the people holding them, no one was acting like this is the best thing ever. No one was because they didn't even know it was ever going to work. Early Doge, early Cardano, early Hex, any of these, early JPEGs from 2021. No one knew that they were like destined to make their 100x enormous part. No one knew that. The people holding the stuff, they're like, oh, I don't know, man, could go to 0. We'll see what happens, right? And then the people buying the tops of things, they thought they're destined for greatness. Okay, but it actually end up switching around. That's what ends up happening. So that's why, I mean, look at Bitcoin's chart right here. That's why everyone in Bitcoin's like saying, oh, there's going to be no bear market. I'll actually show you a tweet from someone saying that now as well. So look at this. Look at the multiples, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at Bitcoin's absolutely trash. So we are pretty much almost the longest cycle ever. If we go check it out, the line here. Yeah, we're really close to it. Might be the longest cycle ever. Yeah, man. We'll see. It's been a long while, right? But that's showing you how diminished it is. Yeah, man. Friends, we'll just learn from what happened, man. Ethereum was shown no mercy. Yeah. So if a market is willing to basically crush you in the worst way possible, what makes you think that it won't come for your coin? Especially when you're consensus. I want to show you this as well, friends. Ethereum has net shorts, record net shorts. So I made this post here. Soy boys have been obliterated by your friend Sami. Let's crank it. It's funny, friends. I saw like Udi, just all these other friends, all these homoerotic, not just Bitcoin maxis, but a lot of Solana maxis, just a lot of people, a lot of soy boy copers Friends, when this was here, they were literally posting this chart and they were retweeting and they go, oh, this chart doesn't mean what you think it means. It's trash. It doesn't actually mean anything. I was showing you this at the bottom of 1400 as well, of Ethereum, and it literally went up 250% in a straight line, showing you, yes, we do have the record number of shorts. Remember I told you, friends, when Ethereum would hit $3,000, it would just like rocket right through because everyone, look at this, friends. I could not have been more correct. Look at this. I told you all the volume was at Ethereum 3000. Look what it did. It literally gapped through 3000 and just goes up bull flags and just goes bang. There you go, man. So everybody was record short, but it looked like they were amazing down here, didn't they? They go, oh, we're all short from at 3000. Look at this. Went up. It did not give them a chance to take their profits or anything. They had to go, yeah, man, that's just what it does, right? I wonder one day we'll find out who really did manipulate stuff like that. You know, maybe BlackRock. And just to show you again, friends, so Soyboy Bears claimed this record Ether short data was different this time. Ethereum pumped from 1,400 to 4,900 in a literal straight line. Ben Copen continues to call for $500 ETH as many calls retain their sidelined position on Ethereum. Friends, just to tell you, okay, just to give you an idea, okay, someone who was in the literal safest portfolio humanly possible, okay, the safest Bitcoin maxi portfolio the whole way, okay, at the point of $1,400 ETH, firstly, he's still calling for 500, okay? Ethereum, you're all gonna go home. It's time to go home, Ethereum. Okay? He had a portfolio allocation. It was 95% Bitcoin. He had 3% Ethereum. And he said it was too much. Yeah, I called it for you. I told you. Okay, he literally said it was too much because that's how much of a piece of garbage it is, okay? He said it was too much. Like, that's why I want to tell you, imagine someone regrets having 3% of their portfolio in literally Ethereum, bro. Literally Ethereum. And then, like, you could not, friend, look, it literally goes up, 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 up. Check that out, friends. Friends, you literally had Steady Lads. They deleted their podcast at the bottom. They go, there's no narratives. There's no point doing this. Right? And friends, these are like Geordie Alexander. I think he's got a net worth of 50 or 100 million plus. Okay, you know what I mean? Like he's got like $100 million net worth, maybe $200 million net worth. Could be halfway to a billionaire. You know what I mean? And like they're like, oh, I just can't take it anymore. There's no narrative here. I'm done. Ethereum's finished. Arthur Gaze says he's betting on ETH this cycle, suggesting a possible top of $20,000. So I love you, Vinny. Look what Vinny says. This bitch was shilling Kanye bitch-ass coin. For truck's sake, y'all, we cover complete trash. That's awesome. So that's actually true. So I couldn't believe it. So, man, yeah, the funniest thing was, friends, I know Arthur he sees another brother. You know what I mean? He's like, you know, Kanye, he's black like me. He ain't gonna rug me. Sure about that? Sure about that? Crypto is the great equalizer, bro. Everyone steals from everyone. They steal from your family. They don't care if they know your whole life. They'll rug you. You understand? It's this industry, man. This industry. Look, friends, I promise you one day, the concept of rugging will have a lot of fixes for it. Okay? I promise you. But I also promise you, most of the opportunity will be gone. Yeah. The fact that you can get rugged every 2 seconds is precisely why Bitcoin and crypto can pump now still. We're still early enough to make money. Okay? When it's got all the safety features, it's game over, man. I'm telling you, it's game over, right? It's like doing burnouts in your car and stuff, right? By the way, because Arthur's calling for $20,000 ETH, I've told you he's probably going to jeet at 6K and FUD it. And I'm not joking about that, yeah? I'm not joking. Like, it's very realistic, friends, where Ethereum, let's say it actually, instead of going home to $500 like Copen says, let's say Ethereum, friends, actually goes home, let's say to, instead of 500, let's say it goes to $5,000, okay? And then it pumps on through. So let's say it goes all the way to the fib. Friends, it's very typical of Arthur, this happens. Okay, it comes back to 6K and then does the lower high, and then he's like here, and then he's like, okay, Ethereum, you're actually going down to 0. Okay, it's common for him to do that. He's like, oh no, there's gonna be something bad. Maybe we're gonna go down here, and then I'll get long and go up. So And it could do that. It could do that. But I'm just showing you how often these people change their mind. It's like a girl changing her underwear. Some more concerning things, friends, to show you. Yeah, why it's a bit concerning, you'll see. So over the weekend, Brian Boldstrong, CEO of Coinbase, literally worth like, I don't know how much it's worth, $10 billion. He shielded a 2 million market cap shitter. He bought Balaji's Twitter Zora meme coin. So I think Zora, friends, I think what they're doing is they make Twitter, but every tweet is a post. So you can buy and trade people's posts and see if they go viral or make a meme. I don't know what it is. Did this Coinbase CEO just post a 2 million market cap shitter, forcing a 3x move? Kind of funny. So yeah, he did, friends. He bought it. And top 10 holders own 98% of the supply. It's kind of funny, man. Look what Arthur Hayes replied. I wish you could have done this for Yeezy. Then maybe I could have made some money. This is gold, man. Oh, man. Friends, these are literal billionaires. It just shows you billionaires. They're in the game, man. They're in the trenches. They want to come in and play. I want to give you some more updates. Binance have posted this tweet. Caught that? Binance. Bullish. Now, this is the funniest part. I promise, I looked at it, I'm like, oh, there's no pDAI reference here, whatever. And then one of you somehow, I don't know how you found this, DAI, D-A-A-I. Now, obviously, this one they all could be total coincidence. It is funny, though. That's why I just make these. Friends, 99% of the time when I post them, total jokes. Actual total jokes, right? But there are ones, you're slapping them all together and you can't help but wonder what's going on. So I've said, Binance intern, show us your nipples. Prove they are not pegged right now. We'll see. The next phase, loading. Remember, friends, nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. Thank you to Babydoll who made this for me. Nothing ever happens. So, yeah, the 238 dud announcement. By the way, like, the hype is what kills you. See, LibertySwap, they opened up the Solana bridge and $40,000 went through. Okay, probably someone did some tester thing. But yeah, that's it. Now the bridge is open for Solana. I guess we're just waiting for the next phase, which is, you know, maybe some more rate cuts, maybe Rectember doesn't crank us. Friends, this is Charles Hoskinson. So Charles Hoskinson, otherwise known as Charles Hoskinson. Obviously, his claim to fame is that he is the inspiration for ADA on PulseChain. That's what he's most known for. Okay, and he says that the Fed's going to cut rates and we're going to have a GigaChad bull run. So this is a very, very short clip. Let's listen to it right now.
Charles, you are right. The Fed will cut interest rates in September. Can you really see the future? They're going to cut it. And then we are going to get the Clarity Act. And then we're going to have the GigaChad bull run.
Oh, yeah. The GigaChad bull run. I like that. I like that. We need more of that. Let's just show you what's been bubbling up as well, friends. So Luca Nets, this is, friends, he's like an NFT baby-faced version of Richard Hart. He's the Pudgy Penguins founder. And he's always got like vengeance on him when he talks about it, like, because he remembers all the people who like wouldn't take on Pudgy Penguins. They wouldn't accept his deal. They wrote checks for all these other dud altcoins and other dud NFTs that just literally went down only, and they wouldn't give him money. So he's like, he still remembers them from all those years ago. He has revealed that there is insane demand for a Pudgy Penguin Treasury strategy. That's the Pudgy Penguin meme coin. In the last 3 to 4 weeks, I've had $1 billion plus in capital reach out to us. So, you know, that might be the ultimate final top signal. They add Pudgy Penguins on their treasury, and we're like, oh, why am I talking to you about this? Before I even continue, super important. Okay, I made an entire video on this topic alone. Okay, in December 2021, so right here. Okay, the bull market was over. Okay, that was what happened there in December 2021. In December 2021. Meta4, META4, they took out a loan on CryptoPunks. I think they had $4 million of CryptoPunks. They were able to get a borrowing loan on it. All right, that was the end. Because CryptoPunks went up 100x, and then they were able to grab margined borrow. And you got to remember, like, wait, you're getting margined borrow money on JPEGs. Do you know what I mean? Like, but we walk every step of the way, and Ethereum was now culture, and everyone had the punks out. And you had $1 million, $4 million purchases of punks, so nobody ever thought anything. But if you look at it from like 2020, you're like, wait a minute, people got loans on JPEGs. That's how crazy it looks. So maybe that's why I'm just conceptualizing. Right? I've conceptualized it. We're here to joke. We're here to like think, hey, maybe we run all the way. By the way, Tom Lee, friends, you know, Tom Lee, he's got a Pudgy Penguin. Okay, man, now I'm thinking about it, friends. Will Tom Lee imagine he Fundstrat buys Pudgy Penguin? That'd be funny. if they actually bought it. And that might be, you know, Ivan's parabolic blow-off for that. So this is Tom Lee coming out here. Tom Lee, friends. So Tom Lee, he's got a Pudgy Penguin as the avatar. So yeah, maybe that's how we end with it. Okay. And then like, obviously it'll happen every step of the way. And they go, oh, their culture, their networks, it's different. It's the community is the asset. And they start saying all your friend Tommy stuff from 4 years ago. But I want to sit here and say, look, man, we gave out millions of dollars of loans to people with meme coins on their balance sheet. I mean, it's dangerous enough. Any loan on any crypto, even Bitcoin. How did we get to convince everyone that meme coins was a good idea? You know what I mean? Like, that might be the very, very, very end. You know, friends, you always got to think about these because, like, we're waiting for all of these. Yeah, and maybe not all of them hit. You know, you can already see now. Every time, like it seems like every day or two, I'm like conceptualizing how could we go wild at the end. Yeah, because you got to be ready to press that button, man. No one wants to leave the party. No one. And it's very, very, very hard, man. Very hard. Like, friends, if Ethereum rockets to $13,000, no one's saying it's over, right? Tom Lee, who's been correct the whole time, he's going to be saying, yeah, I see Ethereum at $30,000 in the next 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, but the next 3 months could be 75% down for your altcoins. Divided by 4. Not times it by 4, divided by 4. You know, that could, imagine you had $1 million at that point. You're like, oh, hold it. You know, we might do another 2 or 3x here. But imagine 90 days later, yeah, you don't have your million. You got 400K. You're like, oh man, I don't have the million anymore. And no one's going to be saying it's still great because everybody's buying the dip on the way down and they're in the complacency rally. And you see what I mean? So taking profits along the way. That's what we got to do when there's euphoria. Okay, right now everyone's still skeptical. You know, everyone's skeptical. Friends, you know how skeptical everyone is? No one even thinks that Bitcoin dominance can go down when Bitcoin goes down. Everyone's like, oh, no, altcoins are wrecked. Soy. I got to keep trading. Maybe you got to believe in something. So that's why I said Pudgy Penguin founder says there's $1 billion demand for his JPEG meme coin altcoin. The whole crypto industry nods and says, yes, I am so early. Yet they continue to stay sidelined for PulseChain, Hex, pDAI, and other hidden gems. Very true. Very true. I want all of these to pump. I hope Pudgy Penguin, Peppy, something out here does this big explosive move up and just reignites everything. So we'll see. Just want to show you, friends, final chart. Look at this Bitcoin dominance, okay? So thank you to Baby Doll. I got this from a Twitter gentle. So here's Vinny again. Okay, this is awesome. So this is Bitcoin dominance. I like to live life dangerously. So this is Bitcoin dominance, 57, 56% here, around here. This is just them guessing, okay? But they say, oh, this is the danger zone. Okay, so you never know, friends. What might happen is, I guess it's like we might go to 50, okay? And then at this point, either one or two things happens, okay? Either it's actually over, or what I hope happens is everyone thinks it's over, but then this is alt season wave 1. We go for alt season wave 2, okay? That is what I hope happens, and then we might do that. And I want to tell you something, though. You might say, but Tommy, what if we get alt season wave 1 and then it actually is over? I want to tell you something. I feel like alt season wave 1, because all it's doing is it would be going back to Bitcoin dominance from March 2024, right? This is nothing. You're not even in like juice. You just mean reverted back. If we got that, I would be totally comfortable holding altcoins in our bear market because I don't think it'll last long, personally. Okay, but don't hold my feet to the fire on that one. You know what I mean? Famous last words. You just don't know. Okay, but I'm not comfortable with the amount of strong hands in altcoins because there's so many of them to say, oh yeah, let's just give up on them. I'm nowhere near comfortable. Nowhere near, dude. Friends, we don't have any weak hands in altcoins. You know that? We have 0 weak hands in altcoins. Literally 0. We don't have a single weak hand in altcoins anywhere. Literally anywhere. They're all in Bitcoin. And then first altcoin is soy. But soy, you know, that's not XRP. That's not Cardano. That's not PulseChain. That's not Chainlink. Friends, we just got strong hands, man. So we'll know when the weak hands are here. Like, subscribe. Catch you soon.